So, before we get into today's video, man, I got a question for y'all. For those who believe in extraterrestrial or another life form out there, what was the thing that made you say it's gotta be? What happened? Have you experienced something, or do you just have something burning inside of you that just says, man, I just know we're not the only life form? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know. I want to hear some stories from y'all, you know what I mean? Or some situations that have happened to y'all which made you say, yo, we're not alone, or something has happened, something like that. Put your stories in the comment section so we can read them, all right? So the next video, man, is this huge miles long structure has just been detected moving above our planet close to our moon. We're going to get into it. If you're new, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Join the fam. Let's check it out.
Earth's only natural satellite is the moon. It's likely that ancient humans would have looked up to the cosmos with awe, and we have evidence that they tried to understand it. Scientific advances have helped us to better understand the planet we live on, and also the space around us. The moon is one place that's of particular interest, and every year scientists and researchers are making new discoveries, showing us how little we know about the moon. Although countless detailed photographs have been taken of our moon, some of the most interesting ones are those that depict strange things, and these have caused a variety of different theories to be put forward in order to explain them. One of the most recent ones to do the rounds is this one, that shows what looks like a mysterious object close to the moon. As with most of these types of photographs, details are sketchy. Some say this is an old NASA photo, while others say it was recently taken by an amateur astronomer.
I'm gonna say the same thing too now. With all this technology we got, these pictures gotta get better. These pictures gotta get better, man.
Regardless, the interesting thing about this photograph is the odd-looking object seen just above the surface. One of the first places the image showed up was a Mexican group that investigates strange phenomena. One of the commenters said the following: "What are we seeing here? This large object seems to be casting a shadow on the moon. Is there any more information about this?" While another person said this: "This is an incredible capture. It clearly shows something huge. This is one of the most interesting photographs I've seen that shows something strange close to our moon. Who knows what this thing is?" One person even suggested that the object may have been a cloud of dust.
Not buying that. Not buying a cloud of dust. And out of the two angles, this angle, the first angle, I was like, all right, maybe it's pareidolia, maybe it's something about to hit the moon, maybe a rock or something like that. But this angle, yeah. That's definitely something to me. To me. What does that say to y'all? Something hovering right there at that particular spot at the moon. Like it's looking for something, or it's, I don't know.
And that it was created by a meteor that made contact with the moon. NASA said the following about this on their website: "The moon experiences a heavy bombardment of small meteorites that models have predicted. This is according to new observations from NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter spacecraft. The result implies that lunar surface features thought to be young because they have relatively few impact craters, maybe even younger than previous estimates. The finding also implies that equipment placed on the moon for long durations, such as lunar bases, may have to be made sturdier. While a direct hit from a meteorite is still unlikely, a more intense rain of secondary debris thrown out by nearby impacts may pose a risk to the surface assets." End quote. Others though said this may be an unidentified flying object, and notes that in recent years various different cameras have detected mysterious objects close to our moon, with amateur researchers saying that one of the best places to see these objects is via the International Space Station, as this man-made lab has various cameras mounted to the outside of it. Others even came forward in detail that they had seen mysterious objects while they were looking through their telescopes, but noted that they didn't have any camera equipment at the time, so were unable to document proof of it. This is just the most recent report in a long list of mysterious sightings, and although space agencies like NASA have said these objects are not of interest, and likely fall under the bracket of space debris or camera anomalies, others are not so sure, and notes that with all the recent reports of mysterious objects, perhaps there is some substance to these mysterious photographs. The government has admitted that these crafts are real, but we currently don't know what they are, where they come from, how they're able to travel at the speeds they do, what propels them, and how they can easily outmaneuver our best jets.
The government admitted that, huh? What else do they want to admit? Huh? That's what I'm waiting on. Come on, let's just start admitting things. You go first. Come on, government. Because I'm pretty sure it's a lot more things they could tell us.
One place that's been featured in the news a lot is that of the dark side of the moon. The dark side of the moon is a term that's commonly used to refer to the side of the moon that's further from Earth, the side that we can't see. Humans were not able to see the far side until 1959, when it was photographed by a Soviet probe, and the first craft to land directly on the far side didn't do so until January 2019. Despite its familiar presence in the sky, much of the moon's surface remains a mystery. Scientists have known for some time now that the moon's many craters extend all across the surface. Not only is the far side cratered, it actually holds one of the largest observed craters in the solar system, called the South Pole Aitken Basin. The basin is 2,500 kilometers in diameter, and it ranges up to 8.2 kilometers deep. It's thought to have been created by a massive impact from a meteor over 4 billion years ago. In the 1990s, a series of unmanned missions called the Galileo and Clementine visited the moon and took high-quality images of its far side. However, images were all we had to rely on until January 2019. A Chinese spacecraft called the Chang'e 4 achieved humanity's first soft landing on the far side of the moon, touching down in the center of the South Aitken Basin. After a year of study, the Chinese government released the raw information gathered by the Chang'e 4, including a revelation that stunned researchers. The mission had discovered a huge metallic mass located under the surface of the basin. According to researcher Peter B. James, they explained that the mass was like if scientists had taken a pile of metal 5 times larger than Hawaii and buried it underground. That's roughly how much unexpected mass we detected.
Wow.
One of the explanations of this extra mass is that the metal from the asteroid that formed this crater is still embedded in the moon. The 4.8 quintillion mass is so dense that it weighed the basin floor down by nearly a kilometer. The implications of this discovery are huge. Scientists can now closely study the results of interplanetary impact, and they can understand how foreign metals came to be on the moon and remain so close to its surface. The moon, our nearest and most often studied neighbor, may hold many secrets.
See, that's what I think the significance is in a lot of this stuff is what is the rarities and the things that they can discover, bring back a value. Like, I'm starting to believe that more and more the more I hear. I think that's what's going on. If they can get their hands on this stuff, I mean, you know how much value that would be? How rare that stuff, the prices that stuff can go for. Like, the more and more I hear that, man, I'm thinking, okay, they want to get to each and every single planet to find this stuff, see what it has, see what it can produce and make a ton of, and bring it back here of value and sell it.
Truth is stranger than fiction. We are currently living through an interesting time. We are making technological breakthroughs. We have scientists, researchers, and engineers who are saying they're working on hypersonic aircrafts, including the SR-72 aircraft, a plane that's said to reach speeds of 14,500 miles per hour. But we also have intelligence officials and Navy pilots being open about unidentified flying objects.
That's too fast.
It's these conversations that have caused people to think that there's things we're not being told about, with one intelligence official saying the following: "If you want to know the truth about what's going on, look at declassified documents. The truth has always been there. It's right in front of your eyes." End quote. Some of these topics go even further than that, and there's people who have claimed that they've been part of top secret government missions, and that during some of these the US government sent them to other planets.
I believe it. I believe that wholeheartedly. Now, will we ever see those documents? Who knows? But I believe that.
It's important to note that it's tough to back up these stories, and that officials have said they never happened, but those involved said they're real, and that they just want to tell their story. An American officer named Randy Kramer said he spent 17 years on Mars.
What?
He was part of the Mars Defense Force. He detailed that this was a branch of the US military, and while
Wait. If this is true, how do you spend 17 years on Mars and we're still acting like we're trying to figure it out? Somebody can't spend 17 years on Mars and we not have a handle or a grasp on things of how someone can survive. We're still making it like we're trying to figure that whole process out. So somebody's lying here. Somebody's not telling the truth.
on the planet he saw things like anti-gravity graphs. He goes on to detail that this branch was part of the Earth's Defense Force. He said that he got into contact with one of his old commanders, and they told him to tell his story. Kramer went on to say that the Marines trained certain individuals from a young age, and this comes under a program by the name of Moonshadow. Interestingly, he isn't the first person to say that the US government has been doing this, and others have come forward and said they were part of a top secret program, saying they were taken in at a young age. Kramer said that after being taken they placed a device in his brain. He also said this happened to over 200 individuals, and this chip allowed them to communicate via telepathy. He was trained up until the age of 17, before he was then sent away. He goes on by saying that he was signed up to go to Mars and protect an outpost, saying that for years now humans have had bases on the Moon and Mars. He ends by saying that presidents had been aware of extraterrestrials for years now, and that visitations had been happening on a regular basis, and that officials had been leaking this information to the public via declassified documents, and they're trying to get people accustomed to the idea that other life forms exist. Others who claim to have been taken on from a young age said they're still carrying out experiments on different people. These posts made it to social media where people were torn. Some believe the story, while others said there's nothing to back up what's being said. Obviously, the US government and other officials deny being part of these programs, and say that such stories are pure fantasy. One person said the following: "When has the government ever been honest though? This is what I find funny about people."
I think he should say that again.
The pure fantasy. One person said the following: "When has the government ever been honest though?"
I don't need nobody showing up with the Men in Black thing, putting the glasses over their eyes and flashy thing at me. So I'm gonna let that breathe, that question right there breathe for a second. What do y'all think? When? Somebody tell me when.
This is what I find funny about people that deny these things ever happened. The Central Intelligence Agency denied they were doing mind control experiments, yet it turns out they were. They denied they were doing tests on the general public without their knowledge, yet it turns out they were. There's literally dozens of unethical human experiments they were doing on humans, yet people still look up to these organizations. You wouldn't trust someone that had done these to your family, so why trust them now when they say they're still not doing these kinds of experiments? How do we know they're still not happening? End quote. While another person said this: "I don't believe these stories, and it's annoying because I want to. It just sounds too far out there, but then I guess believers will say I've been conditioned to think that way. I feel like sometimes the more ignorant you are, the happier you are.
Whoa,
Since
true.
researching these stories, I've gone down a hole, and it can be hard to get out. People were called all sorts of names when they said that governments were doing tests on them. Then years later they came true.
Now, the statement about the ignorant you are, the happy you are, I feel like that statement rings so true. Some people don't want to know. Some people are just clueless. But the ones who just don't want to know, I feel like they're cool with that. Leave that to other people, i.e. myself, to think about and research and try to find out. And wish I could look at some classified documents. But it's a lot of people who just don't care, and there's nothing wrong with that, man. I respect them.
So who knows? For me though, I'm not buying it. End quote.
Nope.
Another mysterious individual is that of an attorney, who claims he was part of a time travel program as a child. Andrew Basiago has been publicly claiming that he participated in Project Pegasus, and this is from the ages of 7 to 12. This secret project was said to be run by the government, and it worked on teleportation and time travel. Basiago explains that they were training children among adults to test the mental and physical effects of time travel, on both children and adults. He claims that children were at an advantage to adults, because they could adapt to the moving between the past, present and future, and they did this much more easily than the adults. Ever since announcing his so-called experience with time travel, there have been many skeptics. Many physicists such as Hong Kong's Sheng Wang-Du stated that time travel is impossible at this time because nothing can move faster than the speed of light. With that being said, there have been some claims that support Basiago's story, such as that of Alfred Webbery, who is a lawyer that specializes in exopolitics. Exopolitics consists of the political implications of the extraterrestrial presence on Earth. He strongly believes that time travel has been around for over 40 years.
Wow.
But the Defense Department is hoarding the technology instead of putting it to good use.
Like, I'm surprised somebody's bold enough to make that type of statement. Yes, time travel. It's been around over 40 years. After you make that statement, you gotta run in your house and lock your door, bro. You gotta put all the locks, like, you know how you watch the movies, somebody go to shut their door and lock it, and they have like all these locks. You gotta lock everything down in your house, bro, because they coming. They coming. Especially if you're somebody of importance. You make that kind of statement to the public, bro, they coming.
He further explains that this mode of transportation is inexpensive and environmentally friendly, which leaves many questioning why it would not be used if the technology was available. He claims that it was used years ago to send troops to battle, but no one has yet to prove that theory. Returning to life with Basiago, he apparently experienced 8 different time travel technologies during the program. The main device he used was a teleporter that was based on the drawings of Nikola Tesla, and he said they were taken by the US government, and this was after he passed away in 1943. Again though, as interesting as the story is, there's no way to back up what he's saying. So what do you make of this mysterious photograph? And what do you think it shows? Is it an unidentified flying object?
I don't know.
Or is it just space debris?
I don't know.
Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below. And
again, that just don't look like space debris right there.
Help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.
Yeah, man. I want to see some of these documents, bro. I just feel like it's a lot they're leaving out and not telling us. Things like this, things they've encountered, things that have landed here, things that they've discovered and seen is being kept. We need more disgruntled people to come out and just vomit out all the information that we want to know. Because it's out there, bro. It's out there. We're hearing more and more people come forward and give information. And pretty soon, it's going to be no way they can deny it. That's what I'm banking on. But y'all get at me in the comment section, man. Let me know what you thought of this video, bro. And stick around and stay tuned. Till next one, I'm gone. Peace.